All right, guys, in today's video, we have some very interesting topics to go over, and we are starting with an update to the recently revealed PlayStation 5 exclusive launch windows. For those who follow the channel, you know recently here we just talked about a new trailer that Sony had put out where at the end in small text, they revealed the release windows for multiple upcoming PS5 exclusives, ranging all the way from this year to 2023. It seemed a bit abrupt and strange. Now Sony has actually went back and removed most of these, and we don't really know why, and we don't know what to make of it. So I just want to update you guys with that. But I also want to talk about a really funny interview that was done with Joseph Fares. He is the Oscars guy from the Game Awards. I'm sure many of you are familiar with who this individual is. And he recently talked about the next-gen consoles, and he completely, and I mean completely, trashes the naming convention of the Xbox Series consoles. And I just thought it was really funny, so I wanted to be sure to share this with you guys. And finally, we're going to be talking about a very interesting rumor that comes from a developer who claims that Microsoft has, quote, quite a few, unquote, unannounced Xbox exclusives that they're going to be revealing in 2021. So very interesting stuff there. Definitely want to talk a little bit about it. I do also want to let everybody know that Press X podcast will be returning tomorrow, Sunday, here on the channel at 12 p.m. Eastern. That's when we're going to be going live. I really hope you take the time to show up and hang out with me. It's going to be a good time. There's going to be a lot to talk about, and I'm excited to, bring it back for you guys. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. But we're starting here with an update to these PlayStation 5 exclusive launch windows. If you look at the original image, there were multiple games here, a lot of games. I mean, we're looking at Ratchet & Clank, Horizon Forbidden West, Returnal, and those are the only 3 games that are still here on this list. Every other game I'm about to mention was actually removed from this list. So we have Pragmata, which says it's coming in 2023. Solar Ash, June 2021. Kenna Bridge of Spirits, March 2021. Stray, October 2021. Ghostwire Tokyo, October 2021. Little Devil Inside, July 2021. And Project Athia, January 2022. And there was actually a spelling error in this as well. And all of those games I just listed have now been removed from the text at the end of this trailer. The 3 games I listed at the beginning are the only ones, that being Ratchet & Clank, Horizon, and Returnal. Now, there's 2 reasons why this happened. One, no matter what, somebody messed up here. They screwed up their job. But one reason is these are all actual legitimate release windows and timeframes. They just weren't supposed to reveal them yet, and they weren't supposed to put them at the end of this trailer, and they had to remove them. Maybe that's because Sony is planning on talking more about these titles in the coming weeks. I'm sure they will be. Or somebody really messed up their job and just started making updates. I don't think that's likely, because that is like a huge screw up. I just don't see how that could even happen. So to me, it seems likely that this is information that Sony simply just didn't want revealed just yet. And it does make sense, because these are specific dates and months and release windows. They're very specific, but also because it really kind of comes off as why would you reveal this information in a random trailer that most people are not going to see? My assumption here is that this is text that was supposed to be saved for a different trailer, maybe even a state of play that has already been recorded or is in the process of being recorded, and it was supposed to be put at the end of that. Because think about what they're revealing here. A lot of what they're showing would make sense for a state of play to kind of map out, some of the games that are coming out this year, as well as giving us a little bit of an update on games that are coming later. I don't know, guys. It is what it is. I wish Sony would find a better way to do this, even if it's just putting out a blog post talking more about these games. I think that would be better than what they're doing. They should just stop putting this end text here, because it's clear that, somebody's messing up. This is not the first time this has happened, and I just wanted to update you guys on this and let you know that a lot of that stuff we talked about has been removed. So you have to kind of decide for yourself what to make of it. These are either legitimate dates. I do remember seeing the Kenna Bridge of Spirits official Twitter. People were very excited to hear that that game was coming out in March, and they came out and said, we actually haven't announced an official date yet. We're hoping to get it out as soon as possible, but it might not be March. You see what I'm saying? So that tells me that somebody just really messed something up here. Anyway, we're going to move along from that and talk about this really funny story where Joseph Fares completely, and I mean completely, trashes the Xbox Series naming convention. He was doing an interview with IGN, and he talked a little bit about the new consoles, the PS5, the Xbox Series X, saying how he doesn't really care too much about them in terms of, like, you know, the differences, which is interesting. I guess not every developer does care, but he did say that he is happy at the fact that they're more powerful, but they haven't really had much time with the console, so it's going to take time before they can really kind of do anything with them. But towards the end here, he starts talking about the naming convention of the console. So he says, we didn't really have time to adjust them and make the PS5 version special or the Xbox blah blah, whatever they call the Xbox Series. And this is where he just goes off. He says, that's an effing confusing name. What the F is going on with Microsoft? They're losing it, man. What the F is going on? Like Series S, X, Mex, Next. I mean, who knows this? Come on, madness. Call it the Microsoft box and that's it. I don't know. It's a total effing mess. Trust me. Even them, they're confused in their offices. What is this XS? I don't know. What the F? Guys, this is like the best quote ever. And look, I'm not even covering this to, you know, make fun of Xbox or, you know, because there's a lot of people who think that, like, I just go out of my way to purposely trash Xbox. And I'm not trying to do that here. I legitimately think this is really funny, because if you look back at the way he reacted to the, to the Oscars when he was being interviewed by Jeff Keighley, I forget if it was the Game Awards 2019 or 2018. I think it was 2018, but he just went off, and he's like doing a similar thing here when it comes to the naming convention of the series. Now, do I think it's as serious as he's making it sound? No, I mean, he's really just kind of, going off here. I think that a lot of people have just, come to terms with the naming convention. I think at first it was a little bit weird, but now people are more adjusted to it and more used to it. But it's just so funny, the picture he's painting here as a developer. He's just like, what is going on with their naming convention, claiming that even in Microsoft's own offices, they're getting confused. They don't know what the X and the S is. And it's just really funny to me, man. I've always said that I think Microsoft could have done a little bit of a better job with the naming convention of the next generation Xbox consoles. I don't think this, Xbox Series X or Series S is the worst thing they could have come up with. I don't think it's the worst, but I think they probably could have come up with something better, something just a little bit, I don't know, more simplified. Maybe not. You know how people get. They make it sound like that if you even try to claim that their naming convention is even a little bit confusing, you're just a moron and you don't know anything, and you're not capable of buying electronics. Like, come on, I don't think it's that serious. I think we can all agree that it's a little bit confusing when you talk about the Xbox One, the Xbox One X, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S. I mean, it's come on, it's a lot, right? So I just thought that was really funny, and I had to be sure to share that with you guys. So let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. But we are going to finish off this video talking about a very interesting rumor that I've seen a lot of people talking about. And I wanted to cover this because I think it's an exciting rumor if it's true, but I think we also have to realize that, this rumor, if it's true, and I do think it's true. I think it's a legitimate rumor. It's coming from a developer. We have to understand that, as exciting as this is, because I've seen a lot of Xbox fans like really running with this. We have to understand the same thing applies to PlayStation here. So what am I talking about? Well, in a new blog post on the Xbox Wire yesterday, Microsoft detailed the titles coming exclusively to the Xbox family in 2021, including titles such as Halo Infinite, The Medium, Scorn, Lake, The Last Stop, Gunk, X01, Crossfire X. It was a pretty long list. I will admit a lot of these games I'm not really interested in. Some of them do look promising though, but it says here that aside from games that Microsoft mentioned in its post, it seems that the Redmond-based company has even more exclusive titles that have yet to be announced. At least that's what EA Dice developer on the Battlefield series, Angel Kavazov, if I'm saying their name correctly. This is, something he's claiming on the Reset Era forums. He said that there are quite a few things that are not yet announced. Now, that's all he said. It's a small quote, but the reason why we want to pay attention to this is because this is a developer who is in the know. Okay, this is somebody who would have a much better idea on some of the projects and games that Microsoft has, brewing behind the scenes. And I think this is exciting. And I think it's kind of obvious as well. Like, I don't think this is like a major rumor, because it's like, wait, so you're telling me that Microsoft has more games to announce in 2021? So I think some people were, were kind of confusing what he was saying, because in the Reset Era thread that he's saying this in, it's a thread that's dedicated to Xbox exclusives specifically arriving in 2021. So when he says this, a lot of people are assuming that the games he's talking about that have yet to be announced will also be releasing this year. That is certainly a possibility. We've heard rumors of Forza Horizon 5 apparently launching this year, and they're going to announce it sometime soon. But I think he could also very well be alluding to games that will be announced in 2021, but then come out later. Either way, I am interested to know what these titles are. But the thing I really want to kind of remind people of here, because again, I've seen a lot of people kind of running with this, and I think it's totally okay to get excited about it. I mean, we all want to see more games announced regardless of where they're coming from. I've seen some people take this approach where they believe that this means Sony is not in the same boat. First of all, I think we have to understand that the games that Sony has announced so far that are coming in 2021 compared to the list of games that Microsoft put out, I just don't think they're comparable. I honestly think, and I'm saying, I know that all of this is subjective, but I really do feel that objectively speaking, Sony's looking like it's going to have the stronger year. I just feel that. If they can get God of War out the door in 2021, then yeah, they're going to have the stronger year hands down. But even with a game like Horizon Forbidden West and, Ratchet and Clank, depending on what we see with Returnal, Gran Turismo 7, it's looking like Sony's going to have the stronger year based off of, the two game lists that we're comparing here. But when it comes to game announcements, I think that's anybody's game at this point. Who's going to have the better reveals, the better announcements? If you're going based off of this, it clearly tells you that, well, they have quite a few things that they're going to be announcing later on. I don't doubt that. But, we have to understand that so does Sony. Sony also has a significant amount of exclusive games that are in development, or that they've, struck a deal with second-party partners or even third-party that have yet to be revealed. Sony is purposely saving these announcements, just like Microsoft may be purposely saving them. Okay, so that's all I'm trying to say. I do think this is exciting, and I'm very interested to see, what Microsoft, what else they may have up their sleeve on top of everything they've already announced. But both Sony and Microsoft have announced a lot of games. I think that a lot of the games that Sony has announced look like they're coming sooner rather than later. I think Microsoft has more titles that look like they're actually coming later down the line. But one thing I know for sure is they both have a lot of games that they have not announced. And I just want to make it clear, and I want everybody to know that, look, be excited for this if you believe this developer, but don't think that Sony doesn't also have some aces up their sleeve that they are certainly saving to counter whatever it is that Microsoft may have left to announce. They are both saving some big announcements and some big reveals for later this year, possibly even later than that if they feel as though they need to save it for that long. Trust me, it's just beginning, and it's going to be the battle of the Titans here, but I don't know. I have a tendency to kind of fall in favor of Sony. And people say, well, that's because you're biased. Well, it's because I like what Sony does better. The games that they produced are games that are much more appealing to me, more exciting to me. And, I just think that they're going to have some big things. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Be sure to leave me your thoughts down in the comments below. Again, leave it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon. And feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.